Techstars 2020, Chicago cohort. Our cohort's so real. Script health, cape inclusion, signal cortex, improving, hickey, center color, emerge roadside assistance, bird, and yours truly, documentary, y'all. My city's so real. My city's so real. It's a job to be done. I'ma roll up my sleeves. I'ma do it like Neil. Shout out to Bob. Techstars the squad. Gabby, Fabi, Liliana, Brad. Can't forget about Carl. Techstars the team, baby. Chi-town the city. They say disruption is the name of this game we really living. I wake up early just to get it. Had a 9 to 5, I had to quit it. I was on a mission, I admit it, and they just really didn't get it. So I said I'm out, and I tried to do it right, but they don't want to see me win. They hope life will hit me hard in the face like the Twisted Tea, man. Let that sink in for real. Now I need you people to chill. You should try Jesus, but please don't try me because I am from that town for real.
Cold to the shoulders of VCs when you in the pre-seed and you haven't made any money. Sound like a joke, not meant to be funny. Need representation when it comes to funding. Black CEOs, women in these roles, no handouts. We just need chances. Equal opportunity for pass for advancement. Gotta do it 3 times more for a fraction. I mean,
entrepreneurial life equals stress. I'm proud to be rocking with some of the best. It feel like I run with the titans of tech. It feel like I'm dreaming and haven't awoken. We look at your barriers stacked up and broken. You tell us we can't, but we will cause we don't. Put that on my mama and William III.
I mean,
yeah. Script health, cape inclusion, signal cortex, improving, hickey, center color, emerge roadside assistance, bird, and documentary, y'all. My city's so real. My city's so real. It's a job to be done. I'ma roll up my sleeves. I'ma do it like Neil. My city's so real. My city's so real. My city's so real. My city's so real.
Hello, my name is Neil Salas Griffin, and I am the Managing Director of Techstars Chicago. It is an honor and a privilege to have you with us today. I can't wait for you to get to know our founders and scrutinize their business models and see their pitches. But let me emphasize one thing. We've been on a long road over the past 3 months, and our founders have been through a lot. And while it may be tempting to spend a lot of time thinking about their business model or looking at their slides or thinking about their trajectory and potential as an investment, that's why we're here. Of course, do that. But I'd like to emphasize one really important aspect of this process that I think has always remained important, but sometimes gets overlooked. So a healthy reminder can help. These are people who are special. They decided during a global pandemic, during one of the most challenging times that our country's ever faced, at least in my lifetime, and certainly one of the most challenging times the city of Chicago has ever faced, to build and grow a technology business. And when you get to know these people, I think you'll see how special they are. So enjoy, and I hope you see what I see.
Emerge is building an economic funnel to bring more jobs and fair wages to the local service providers while offering competitive rates and a better response time to their customers. They're changing the way people are requesting roadside assistance today. And with a small business like mine, it allows for me to make my own rate and have a reasonable paycheck. Overall, Emerge values family, honesty, and innovation. Hi, I'm Christopher Hatcher, and I'm one of the many service providers at Emerge. And I am excited to introduce to you Whitney, who is the CEO of Emerge Roadside Assistance. At Emerge, they are making it quicker and easier for stranded motorists to find roadside assistance solutions in any roadside emergency.
Waiting for a tow truck sucks, especially because you don't know how long that tow truck is going to take. The average roadside emergency happens less than 15 minutes away from an available tow truck, yet the average response time is more than 90 minutes. Just last week, One of our Techstars teammates had to leave her car on the side of the road because a tow truck took more than 3 hours. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. This is an extreme case. But in reality, this is the norm for thousands of drivers every day. Whether you have AAA or you're using your insurance for roadside assistance, they all have the same business model. It's a high stakes game of telephone tag where tow truck companies are blindly assigned service calls regardless of availability. This is ridiculous. Insurance companies give providers the wrong information, wasting their time, and the only time that anyone realizes that they've dropped the ball is when a frustrated customer calls. Roadside assistance is a $6 billion market with over 69 million roadside emergencies each year. Insurance companies don't care how many customers fall through the cracks. They've already been paid. It's time to stop treating stranded motorists like an afterthought. Emerge makes customers priority. You can order a tow truck as quickly as you can order an Uber. You immediately see multiple providers responding with real-time pricing and ETAs. You get a direct line of communication to your actual tow truck driver, live tracking, regular text updates, and arrival and completion codes that are unique to your service request. Help can be there in 30 minutes, and you've spent 0 minutes stressed, wondering if someone is actually coming. Towing companies also love Emerge. They get notified of service opportunities by text and phone and get detailed triage information. They know that Emerge is a competitive market, so they respond in 45 seconds or less with their best market rate and quickest ETAs. If selected, they get your location and your contact information, responding faster and more reliably. Emerge was built for both customers and towing companies because we've experienced both sides. I am a third generation tow truck operator, and this has helped me hugely to grow our provider network. We now have over 1,000 providers in our network nationwide, and we are growing by about 75 providers each month. Our customer base is growing even faster. We've surpassed our demo day goals of 3,000 unique users, and we are servicing about 250 customers each month. We've made 3 times our sales since joining Techstars, and we are still profitable. So even though you think that AAA has you covered, how sure are you that someone is actually going to show up? When they don't show up, call me. I'm Whitney McClendon Gregory, the CEO of Emerge Roadside Assistance Marketplace, and together with providers like Chris, we are redefining roadside assistance. I look forward to talking to you all offline.
Hi, I'm Matt McCall, and I'm a partner with Pritzker Group Venture Capital, and I am honored to introduce Improvy. Improvy blew me away, which is saying a lot because I know this space really, really well, and it is a tough nut to crack. I'm the lead investor in the largest company in the space and have looked at nearly every firm and tech stack in it. But these guys have delivered. They are sharp and scrappy, know the sector well, and have created a profitable 5-star rated company, which if you've ever had work done at home, know that this is a really amazing accomplishment. I was so impressed that I'm investing personally in this round, and I hope you are too. Enjoy the presentation.
Thanks, Matt. I hate how the painting industry works. There are over 300,000 painters in the US, and 72% of us are self-employed because it's so hard to keep steady work. Back when I was a painter, most of my work was subcontracting, which created conflicts. For example, Mary hired me to paint her new condo, but I dropped Mary's project halfway through when a buddy that hires me 30 times a year called. Mary could only hire me once, but I needed work all year. It's no surprise that painting customer satisfaction is an abysmal 30% with this skewed dynamic. Mary's furious. I felt like an asshole, but what else was I supposed to do? Like I said, the painting industry sucks, but it doesn't have to. My co-founders and I have spent decades clawing to the top of this antiquated $36 billion industry. We've all started multi-million-dollar painting companies, and Helmut, our CSO, started the third largest painting company in North America. We built Improvy because it's possible to align customer and contractor motivations. We've done it. It works. And 300,000 hardworking people shouldn't love painting, but hate being a painting contractor. Improvy does all of the work for me as the painter and Mary as the customer. Mary gets a detailed competitive quote in her inbox instantly, and she schedules and pays on her phone with a dedicated concierge guiding her from start to finish. In the background, Improvy's matching algorithm has a fully vetted, licensed and insured local painting crew, perfect for her specific job, ready to start within 24 hours. And as a painter, Mary's project is served to me on a silver platter. As a booked job, not a $40 crap lead I'd get from Angie's List. Gone are the hours I wasted doing quotes, follow-ups, and keeping customers in the loop. I make twice as much money, and I don't worry about getting paid. Would I have ever bailed on Mary if she used Improvy? Hell no. 60% of my business came from Improvy. Bailing would not have been rational. Since launching Improvy, I'm proudest of something that Midwest VCs love to see: traction. We've done $500,000 in Chicago. Our below market take rate is profitable, and there's room to substantially expand our margins. Our SEO machine generates strong demand, and we're earning great reviews. Not to mention, new painters reach out to us every day to join our exclusive network. We can remotely launch a new market in weeks and for under $10,000, which is a business model that's scalable, profitable, and cash flow positive year one. And 50% of our customers ask about additional services. We're building the foundation for how contractors and consumers do business in the future. So get in touch today to join us and pour some fuel on this fire.
I'm Casey Jenks, co-founder and CEO of TrueCoach, a Techstars Chicago 2016 company that helps personal trainers make more money through online coaching. I'm joining Bird as interim CTO, and I'm really excited about Bird because of A, how big the market is, and B, how Bird is focused on the most important aspect of coaching, the human relationship. It is my pleasure to introduce to you co-founder and CEO of Bird, Ann Conway.
Hi, I'm Ann, and I know the last pitch you want to hear today is for another fitness app. There's thousands of them in the App Store, and there's probably no new ways to do it, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that all those apps are doing it wrong. All of them are about tracking workouts and performance data. But I've talked to over 100 everyday athletes, and what they consistently say they want is motivation, accountability, and support from other people. Fitness is an emotional journey. It's about feeling good about yourself, and it's best when it's social. I'm the founder of Bird, and we're for running, relationships, and community. We're not a fitness app. Our product is coaching. Bird has very little data, but we have a lot of communication between people. Now, there's 55 million runners in the US, and 65% of them say they're beginners. And then there's another 140 million people with a fitness goal. Beginners need the most help, but they don't even consider hiring a coach because it seems like it's just for really serious athletes. There's also 30,000 certified running coaches in the US, and their biggest problem is that they can't find clients through word of mouth. My goal in creating Bird was to make coaching accessible to more people and to help coaches grow their businesses. We help coaches spend more time on where they actually create value, which is one-on-one communication and solving problems with athletes, and less time on everything else. Coaches love Bird because it improves the feedback loop and it saves them 30% of the time that it takes to coach each client. Now, we're building a marketplace to connect beginner runners to our coaches. We use fun, free group programs to scale coaching to hundreds of runners. Runners love it. They get a personalized training plan, daily texts from their coach, and motivation from people like them. Our free programs are lead generation. Runners build a relationship with the coach and see the value of coaching. Then they convert to a paid program or hire the coach directly, and Bird takes a 30% cut. Now, runners are already spending $3 billion a year on races, gear, and those little stickers for their cars. But only 0.5% of them hire a coach. Runners with goals are not looking for an app. They're looking for accountability, motivation, and support from people. And we've seen that they pay for that when it's at their level. There's 3 things I want you to remember about Bird. The first is that we're seeing a network effect, where races are bringing athletes, athletes are bringing athletes, coaches are bringing athletes, and so on. This is what's really going to help us scale. The second is that we know how to engineer the kind of engagement that leads to retention and conversion. Athletes are sending an average of 10 messages a week on Bird. That's not a bot. Those are real conversations between people. And the third is that we are the team to exploit this opportunity. I'm a very average runner with a passion for product design. John is super dialed into our growth levers. And Casey is a Techstars alum who founded TrueCoach, a coaching platform for personal trainers that had a very successful exit. There's never been a bigger need for goals that inspire us or communities that support us. I would love to talk to you about where we're going. Thank you.
I'm Ethan Austin. I'm a former Techstars Chicago alum. I'm former Techstars managing director, and I'm a huge fan of this next company, Cape Inclusion, and their founding team. I'm calling in, as you can see, kind of off the grid. I'm on paternity leave with this little dude, and I'm not doing anything for anyone right now, except one person, and that's Justice Thompson from Cape Inclusion. When he texted me last week and asked me to do this, I said, of course. That's because I'm such a huge fan of his. He was an associate in my program. I just can't speak highly enough about him and the founding team here and what they're doing. It's a product I've recommended to a lot of people, to portfolio companies, and I'm just a huge fan. Can't think of something that's more timely and important than what they're doing. So with that, I think he needs to go, but I'd like to introduce Cape Inclusion.
Hi, my name is Justice Thompson, and I grew up with people constantly telling me I'm a terrible reader. It wasn't until I was older that we found out I have double vision, meaning it was never that I couldn't read. It was that I couldn't see. And understanding the root of my problem made finding that just right solution easy. In the diversity space, it feels like companies see the problem, but have yet to make any sustainable change, with years of commitments and impacts and nothing to show for it. Facebook, over the last 6 years, has increased the representation of their Black employees by less than 1%. This is despite spending hundreds of millions of dollars to do so. Companies often see the problem, but can't read the connection to their solution and outcomes they strive for. This comes down to a failure of seeing and reading. Let me explain. Here's something we see a lot. Acme sees a diversity problem. Only 3% of African Americans are being promoted. They build an entire program around recruiting African Americans. They look for consultants, resources, and solutions, promising to help them fix their problem. When it's all said and done, it has absolutely no impact. And they're left frustrated and fatigued because, like so many other companies, despite seeing a diversity problem, they had nothing to show for it. And the failure of achieving on diversity is expensive. Companies are spending $8 billion annually on diversity, equity, and inclusion, with the estimated $5 trillion increase in potential economic growth if we were to actually achieve on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Well, CapeOS can help do that because CapeOS reads companies' diversity data and connects it to the outcomes they've always looked for. For example, let's take Acme from before. Acme now uses CapeOS to read their data and finds that African Americans and white employees are being promoted at the same rate, meaning they had read this problem wrong. And a better use of the time, according to CapeOS, is to actually focus on the recruitment of African Americans, thus allowing Acme to reallocate resources to the right programs and the right solutions, and they finally get the outcome they've always wanted. The best part is, CapeOS is a SaaS platform that sits on top of existing human resources software. And It's ongoing. Build annually. It's simple for companies to use to finally achieve on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The best part is we don't compete with consultants also, instead empowering them to solve the solutions they're uniquely suited for. Likewise, we're uniquely suited to solve this problem because we built diversity programs from scratch. Our team has won awards for their work in this space. So if you want to stop just seeing diversity problems and start reading to connect them to the outcomes your company has always wanted to see, contact us. Because when you understand the root of your problem, finding that right solution and outcomes you've always wanted is easy.
Hi, my name is Greg Harmon, managing partner and co-founder of Mid-America Building Services. We're a facilities management and self-performing commercial janitorial company. And I was looking to leverage technology to take my business to the next level and find a way to communicate with my staff out in the field. I quickly realized that finding a solution was going to be difficult. And in working with Matt Crawley of Signal Cortex, they've built a software that identifies some real-world solutions and is going to help take my industry to the next level. It's going to move us off of pen and paper and onto the 21st century. I'm so excited for you to see what these guys have been up to. So with that, please meet Matt Crawley of Signal Cortex.
Building service contractors work hard to make sure the places we visit are clean and safe, a job that has become so important during the pandemic. Even with massive demand for cleaning, these contractors struggle to grow their business. The average company in this space loses over half of their customers every single year. Instead of increasing sales and growing their company, they enter a cycle of stagnation, spending their valuable time replacing contracts due to perceptions of poor performance and low quality. My name's Matt Crowley, the co-founder and CEO of Signal Cortex. We offer a complete business management platform for building service contractors. While conducting interviews with contractors and their customers, we discovered a startling piece of information. Regardless of past performance, a single service error can cause the loss of a contract. During our intro, you met Greg. When he started his company, he focused on mopping the floor, emptying the trash, and making spaces shine. He personally oversaw the work for each customer, and they loved his service. As his company grew, mopping the floors wasn't so easy. He had to manage multi-site invoicing, employee errors, and ad hoc services. Relationships became complicated. Greg needed to orchestrate communication with his staff and have a single pane of glass for his operations. That's where Signal Cortex shines. Our web service allows Greg to control his operations from estimate processing to task management. Our mobile app lets frontline workers focus on what they do best with simple dispatching and reporting. Start tasks, complete work, and raise issues with a single tap. We provide the best proof of presence, proof of work, and comprehensive management system on the market today. Increased accountability, improved transparency, and quicker problem resolutions will result in satisfied customers and renewed contracts. Now, time spent chasing replacement revenue can be refocused towards adding new customers. Our business model is simple, with a per-employee, per-month subscription that varies based on needs. This cost is recaptured by our customers through contract retention and new top-line sales. We've started in the $500 million building services software market with plans to target field services software, 10 times in size and growing fast. There's no clear market leader, and over half of service contractors haven't chosen a solution yet. We're entering with the most advanced and intuitive platform available, built by an amazing team of experts, including former CIOs of Cleveland and Philadelphia International Airports and world-class developers. Our expert team is tackling this big market opportunity with an innovative platform and a targeted SaaS strategy. If this interests you, let's have a conversation on how we can work together.
Hello everyone, my name is Murdaziri, CEO of SwipeSense, and I'm beyond excited to introduce William Birdsong, CEO of Documentor. He and his team are making a big difference in the lives of home healthcare businesses everywhere, And Will has quickly grown into one of my favorite CEOs to work with. He's already managed to get me super excited about home healthcare. He cares deeply about his team, obsesses over their customers, and the underserved populations benefiting from using their service. Thank you for joining us to learn more about Documenter and how they're changing the way in-home healthcare is being delivered across the country.
Hey, thanks for the intro, Mert. Federal regulations can be an absolute pain in the butt, unless they create a brand new market with no front runners and equal a massive opportunity. And all of these things just happen. Beginning of January 2021, over 300,000 healthcare businesses nationwide had to comply with federal guidelines for electronic visit verification. EVV, it ensures that caregivers are actually providing the services in the homes of people with physical and developmental disabilities. And it helps to reduce the over $3 billion of fraud each year in the Medicaid program. And I know this because I've got a very deep personal connection working with these very businesses. I spent 5 years leading a compliance team responsible for teaching home care organizations how to comply with state and federal guidelines. My co-founder, Tiny, has spent the last decade leading national account sales efforts in the insurance industry. And the businesses that we serve are not so big businesses. Over 80% of them have 40 employees or less and serves less than 100 patients. Kind of like one of our early adopters, Erin. Erin has super tight margins, needs something that she can get set up quickly, verify her visits, so she can get paid. Our competition, on the other hand, they focus on the 20%. The big players, enterprise software solutions that are actually out of touch with how the Aarons of the world operate. But Documenter, we transform the digital experience of these agencies to align more closely with how they operate in the real world. And that means constant change, flexibility, less steps. Documenter continues to take our customers from frustrated to happy because they understand we hear their concerns and they view us as a partner who they can trust. So what's happening to the small guys? Documenter gives them an affordable option to fit the required software into their budget. And quite frankly, we help keep the doors open. And since May of 2020, we've seen steady traction and have managed to sign on over 4% of the Indiana provider market who focuses on the developmental disabilities population and have a clear path to capture even more of this growing market. And our early adopters already using our software are saving $70,000 a year on average in staffing costs alone. That's the cost of 2 full-time administrative employees just for using Documenter. So today, we'd love to meet investors who think like we think. We're passionate about home health care and want to transform the industry and are looking for investors who want to do the same. Because the industry's changing. Companies are going to have to comply or they're going to die. Millions of people like Erin all across the country need Documenter. Thank you so much for listening to my story today.
Hey, my name is Kevin King. I'm a longtime Techstars mentor and now currently part of the AWS Startup BD team. First up, I'm thrilled to be here. So much so, I put a collared shirt on for I think only the second time this whole pandemic. When I met this team during Mentor Madness, I was fascinated by the problem set they were trying to solve. If you've spent any time in the healthcare space, you know the problems can be complex. There are a lot of glass walls to run into. Innovative solutions are hard to come by, but it is ripe for change. Script Health allows pharmacies to deliver healthcare services to their customers when they need it and where they need it. It's an innovative platform, and I cannot wait for you to hear more. It is my pleasure to introduce James Lott, the CEO and co-founder of Script Health.
I was the pharmacist on duty when Chris collapsed right in front of me. Just a few minutes ago, he told me he had asthma and it was getting worse over the past few days, but he didn't have insurance. He wanted to grab something over the counter because he couldn't afford to go to a doctor. Yet, just 20 feet behind me, there was a prescription inhaler that would save him. But I couldn't legally administer it to him. It's just crazy to me to think that to save this man's life was illegal. And telling this story, it really frustrates me because as a pharmacist, I studied 8 years of drug therapy and patient management. I'm more than qualified to help Chris and other 70 million people who often self-treat simply because they don't have access to care. That day, I chose to save Chris because it was the right thing to do. Today, we're building Script Health so no pharmacist has to face that decision. I'm Dr. James Lott, a pharmacist, public policy professional, and CEO of Script Health. Recent policy changes are finally allowing pharmacies to do more. Today, pharmacists, for the first time in US medicine, are allowed to prescribe a subset of drugs. This presents a vast opportunity for 21,000 independent pharmacies to offer new lines of business and provide affordable access for their communities for common conditions. We created Scripted, a SaaS platform and marketplace that enables every pharmacy to provide a Minute Clinic-like experience. Our platform allows pharmacies to quickly launch new services so that they can offer tests and the ability to prescribe treatments without disrupting their workflow. We aim to offer roughly 20 tests and treatments. We're going after what patients want, tackling everything from erectile dysfunction in men to offering birth control for women, and of course, life-saving treatments to help with acute asthma. So far, we have our first several locations under contract, and they'll begin using Scripted later this month. With our first cohort, we want to nail customer engagement and pricing. With over 95% of Americans living within 5 miles of a pharmacy, Scripted can tackle the underutilization of our healthcare system. At scale, we aim to have partnerships with every community pharmacy in the nation. Folks, the timing's now. During COVID, pharmacists stepped up. They proved they're ready. Let's put Scripted to work so patients like Chris can stay alive. If you're excited about this movement that will bring access to care to millions, let's talk about the future together.
Hi, I'm Cinta, owner of Cinta Salon in San Francisco. This past March, our business was shut down, just like the rest of the world. I think what I didn't realize then was the lasting impact the pandemic would have on our customer behaviors. Other industries like restaurants and grocery stores had services like Instacart and DoorDash to cater to their unique needs. The beauty industry had nothing. And I realized that we were lagging behind. We weren't making the most of modern technology. So when I first heard of the concept of bringing the salon experience online, I thought this is exactly what we need and what our clients desperately want. The platform is designed to help salons retain clients, save time, and generate revenue. I've personally spent years building relationships with beauty brands and salon professionals. And they clearly see the benefits of having beauty services online as well. Thank you and enjoy the presentation.
If you're interested in marketplace for small businesses with $66 billion market opportunity and be the first to tap into consumers' new habits, then this presentation is for you. Hi, my name is Arda. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Cinta Color. Cinta, a beauty salon owner, lost $3 million in revenue due to the pandemic, along with 80,000 salons across the United States. Meanwhile, her clients were fighting their own battles, dealing with gray roots. Although salons were closed, her clients started requesting color products for in-home use, and she was happy to help them out. However, she didn't know how to collect client forms online or facilitate the product delivery. And since nothing almost was done in the industry, we built Cinta Color for salons that struggle to grow their businesses online We provide a platform to connect them with clients, offer personalized services and products on demand. First, we've tested out the platform with 300 clients, delivered 800 orders, and generated $50,000 in revenue. Let me show you how it works. Think of Cinta Color's business model as an Instacart for beauty salons. Salon owners list their products and services on the platform so that clients can order anytime they want. We make money by charging 20% commission from each sale. By using our platform, salon owners make extra $15,000 a month, save up to 100 hours a week, and retain customers by being available online between the visits. Salon industry is a huge market with $66 billion spent every year, which is twice as big as the entire gym and fitness industry in the United States. At this point, you might be thinking, is there a future for this platform in post-pandemic world? Well, critically, we've proven there is. After salons reopening, customers that came for a haircut started requesting their color to go. That's when we realized there is a huge shift in consumer behavior happened. Clients were telling us that they save up to 3 hours just by doing their color at home, with skipping the hassle of booking, appointment, or commuting to and from the salon. On the other hand, now stylists can scale themselves up to 100 clients a day online. Just like the restaurant industry with DoorDash and fitness with Peloton, we're seeing a huge shift to on-demand, affordable, and convenient services in the beauty industry as well. Our platform helps to make salon services scalable and repeatable. And there's never been more important time than now to bring the salon businesses online. If you want to learn more about Cinta Color, please contact us. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Zain Modzemri. I'm the customer experience at Hickey, the world's first autistic dating app. The reason why I'm working at Hickey is because at the age of 5, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is the milder form of the autism. And in today's world, we tend to focus on kids who are on the autism spectrum, but we forget those who kind of grow up to adulthood, and they also still suffer to actually create friendship, let alone even find love. With this app, it makes it a lot more easier, fun, and engaging to create friendship and find love. And I have the utmost respect and the opportunity to present to the co-founder and the CEO of Hickey, Jamil Kareem.
Thank you, Zaim. I appreciate it, man. A recent study by the US Surgeon General found that loneliness was more indicative of your life expectancy than obesity. The study found that loneliness was the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes every single day. Almost 8 out of 10 autistic adults report feeling lonely or socially isolated. A few years ago, my cousin, who happens to be autistic, reached out to me, and he confided in me that he was finding it really difficult to make friends. And that ultimately he was nervous that he wasn't going to be able to find a partner to have a family of his own one day. And I got terrified. I got terrified because there's actually another statistic that at the last second I decided to pull from this deck. I wanted to be mindful should it be triggering for anyone. And so I do apologize in advance, but I think it's really important that we acknowledge this. Autistic adults between the ages of 18 and 33 are up to 15 times more likely to commit suicide than their neurotypical counterparts. And all the academic and medical research is conclusive the neurology of autism doesn't lead you to be predisposed to these feelings. This is a public health crisis, and candidly, it's one that we've created. We have built both a physical and digital world that simply doesn't serve everyone. And it's time that changes. Hiki, meaning able in Hawaiian, is the world's first social ecosystem developed to enable neurodivergent adults to lead more fulfilling lives, starting first with a friendship and dating app for the autistic community. I think well-intentioned people often build apps for underserved communities, but they remove those underlying communities from the process. When building Hiki, it was tremendously important that we didn't do that. The app was designed by an autistic woman, and it was built in collaboration with about 50 autistic adults. Everything from the size of the buttons that we have to get special permission from the Apple Store to use, to the colors that sit next to each other, which were chosen by a PhD in sensory processing. Everything is specifically built for the neurodivergent mind. We launched our MVP in July of 2019. We've since grown to over 16,000 active users, all while maintaining a $0 customer acquisition cost, over 80,000 new friendships and new relationships. And the most exciting number on this slide is that the average Hiki user spends 23 minutes per day on the app. We've got a really special team committed to this mission. My background is in investment banking, private equity, and operating. Amira Artis, our CMO, Princeton undergrad, Harvard Business School MBA, and Boon Chu, our CTO, has the fastest hands I've ever seen. There are 140 million autistic adults who deserve access to joy, and we are absolutely thrilled to be creating this new world.
Thanks for coming to Techstars Chicago's virtual demo day. I hope you enjoyed the founders and their presentations, and we were so glad to have you. I'd like to close out by offering a special thank you to our mentors, to our Techstars program staff, Brad and all of our associates. What an incredible crew. It's been amazing to work with you all. And our applications are open. So those of you out there who are interested in applying to Techstars Chicago, we're waiting for you. We're ready for you. Those out there who know founders who might need some help or some funding and some guidance to help grow their technology business, please send them our way. And last but not least, thank you to the families of our founders for supporting them through this challenging process. So we've only just begun. Let's go make some money.
Techstars 2020, Chicago cohort. Our cohort's so real. Script Health, Cape Inclusion, Signal Cortex, Improvie, Hiki, Center Color, Emerge Roadside Assistance, Bird, and yours truly, Documentary, y'all. My city's so real. My city's so real. It's a job to be done. I'ma roll up my sleeves. I'ma do it like Neil. Shout out to Bob. Techstars the squad. Gabby, Fabi, Liliana, Brad. Can't forget about Carl. Techstars the team, baby. Chi-Town the city. They say disruption is the name of this game we really living. I wake up early just to get it. Had a 9 to 5, I had to quit it. I was on a mission, I admit it, and they just really didn't get it. So I said I'm out, and I tried to do it right, but they don't wanna see me win. They hope life will hit me hard in the face like the Twisted Tea, man. Let that sink in for real. Now I need you people to chill. You should try Jesus, but please don't try me because I am from that time for real.
Cold to the shoulders of VCs when you in the pre-seed and you haven't made any money. Sound like a joke, not meant to be funny. Need representation when it comes to funding. Black CEOs, women in these roles, no handouts. We just need chances. Equal opportunity for pass for advancement. Gotta do it 3 times more for a fraction. I mean,
entrepreneurial life equals stress. I'm proud to be rocking with some of the best. It feel like I run with the titans of tech. It feel like I'm dreaming and haven't awoken. We look at your barriers stacked up and broken. You tell us we can't, but we will cause we don't. Put that on my mama and William III. Yeah. Script Health, Cape Inclusion, Signal Cortex, Improvie, Hiki, Center Color, Emerge Roadside Assistance, Bird, and Documentary, y'all. My city's so real. My city's so real. It's a job to be done. I'ma roll up my sleeves. I'ma do it like Neil. My city's so real. My city's so real. My city's so real. My city's so real.